Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran. I'm actually very excited to check out the Warlocks and the Legendaries. Since Blizzard made getting Legendaries a lot easier on the alpha, I want to take a look at some of the Legendaries the Warlocks will be able to play with, as this is one of the more exciting classes that I am personally looking forward to for the next expansion. Legendaries are coming back like they did in Legion, and they want to make them less RNG. You'll actually get to craft the Legendary with the recipes, get to choose the stats, and choose the specific effects as long as you know the recipe. So hopefully the system should be better. Some of these effects are really awesome. Some of them are still a work in progress. But I want to take a look at the early alpha for all three specs of Warlock to see what they're looking like right now. Again, this is early alpha. There's a good chance a lot of these effects are not final. But I still want to see what Warlocks get to play with. Now for Destra Warlock, I have a little bit of a issue for Incinerate. When you drag it off the bars and you wear in the bar, it turns into Shadow Bolt. Look at Shadow Bolt. Apparently I gotta go learn this ability at my trainer. So with Warlock, I might need to stand here and click my Incinerate from the spellbook. I know I'm cringing at it too, clicking abilities from spellbook, but I think that's all we can do. Trust me, I tried making a macro, it still doesn't work. Yeah, unless I can make a macro that pulls ability and uses an ability straight from spellbook, that might be a different story. Let's take a look at some of the legendaries we have for Destro, Affliction, and as well as Demonology with non-spec specific legendaries as well. We'll start with Destro since we are on Destro. This is Agony and looks like Affliction. This one is Shadow Bolt and Gold Dance, so Destro is up here. Incinerate now deals, what is it actually? Hold on, just to make sure I get it right. Generates 100 additional soul fragments. So normally Incinerate generates something like, I don't know, how many soul fragments? Normally generates 2 soul fragments. Here it'll generate 4. Is that the right one? Yeah. Let's begin. Let's try it. I don't know if it'll work. So it takes 1, 2, and a little over 3 incinerates to generate a soul shard. So we have no legendary. How many soul shards does this generate? So I think it does generate more soul shards, because this feels a lot slower. Yeah, so that legendary means you spend less time pumping incinerates, more time chaos bolting, primarily benefiting your incinerates. Not a bad legendary, but what can you say? Is just a simple 1 extra damage. Where I think that could be really strong though is maybe with Fire and Brimstone. I think this will actually be really good with Havoc, just a load of soul shards to cycle back into chaos bolts. I think actually that's not a bad legendary, considering how destruction plays with Incinerate, soul shards, Havoc, and also Fire and Brimstone could potentially be good. Then we have a cloak, and the cloak effect is cool. Confligate has a 1 extra charge, and its recharge time is reduced by 3 seconds. So 3 conflags to get a shorter CD. Conflag is quite a big ability for Destro. It does quite a lot of damage. It gives you the resource of Backdraft, so you chaos bolts and other abilities like Incinerate, the ability I'm having a struggle really pulling up here. You can get more instacasts in there. So this actually is quite good, because more fast cast for Incinerates, especially with the playstyle of Flashover, which gives you Conflict deals more damage and grants additional charge of Backdraft. I mean, this is going to be a lot of soul shards and very fast casting. Should never, or almost never, be able to have a need for a slow cast. I like it. It's pretty simple. I think this is definitely going to allow Destro Warlocks the PvP 1 extra ability of instacast in order to combine into the burst. And I think this is going to be nice, especially for high mobility fights, since Warlocks will be able to use conflags more often. I like it. Very simple legendary that improves your gameplay slightly. I feel like it has about the same effect and impact as the chest piece, but I like it overall. Then we have gloves. Your Chaos Bolt increases damage of your Chaos Bolt by 10% and reduces the cast time of Chaos Bolt by 10 seconds. So you literally can Chaos Bolt while you Chaos Bolt. So we'll do that. Well, this is gonna be kind of tough without Incinerate. We'll do this properly. Drop down big ol' Infernal, big old damage. Try to get some Chaos Bolts out. We can Chaos Bolt while we Chaos Bolt. Oh, what the? Oh, no. That's such a short time. I didn't think it was going to be 3 seconds. What? That is such a short time. No, Blizzard, you can't do this to me. Hold on. Let me incinerate some more so we can get at least a bunch of soul shards. Look on flag. Chaos Bolt into a Chaos Bolt. Hopefully we'll get something. I got an extra Infernal spawning. That's pretty cool. Maybe Chaos Bolt again. Oh my god, that lasts 3 seconds. Oh no, I don't know how I feel about it. You have to have a fast-paced gameplay for sure. Lots of haste stacking, definitely good in Bloodlust. You know, this actually doesn't seem like a bad legendary overall. It's just the fast casting nature of it, to be able to chain a bunch of Chaos back to back. I think that'll be a little rough to gain, what, 30% damage increase of Chaos Bolts. This increases damage of your next Chaos Bolt and reduces cast time of Chaos Bolt by 10% for 3 seconds. Wait, it doesn't stack. For some reason I thought it was stacking. So increases the damage of your okay, so I guess if you just chain 2 Chaos Bolts back to back, at least it'll do 10% more. I feel like if you want to get a big value out of it to like rapid fire Chaos Bolts, with current corruptions BFA, I could totally see it. I don't know. For some reason I thought this one stacks, and I thought, wow, you could stack a bunch of Chaos Bolts. Apparently not. I thought it was weird, the 3-second duration. I think if I didn't have Incinerate from a spellbook, this might be easier, but yeah, that was interesting. Then we get the pants. Enemies marked by a Havoc take 50% increased damage from each single target spells. So does this make Havoc a single target ability? So if I were to just spam Incinerates, how hard do Incinerates hit? So 800, close to 800. About 800, give or take. 110, I think, average, maybe. Maybe 800, perfectly average. Yeah, probably 800. Let's just say it's 800. Just mastery can sometimes make it a little higher, a little lower. So with this ability, Havoc makes it so that your target takes more single target damage. Of course, in cleave situations, this makes Havoc a little bit stronger, because normally this gives the enemy 60% of your initial hit, but here we'll tag on extra. But I guess you could make it so that the enemy now... Yeah, so I guess this could to actually become a more single target ability for Warlock. The enemy takes 15% more damage if there's, let's say, no one else for you to Havoc. But I think this can also be good when it comes to cleave. You have extra damage for your Havoc when you're going for the big cleave in the AoE. Havoc this, will incinerate the target on the right and see how hard Havoc normally hits for. Normally hits for 450, 460, 493, 920, 480, 490. Okay, so 480, 490 or so. What I'm gonna do is then put on this legendary, then do the same thing and hit the enemy with Havoc. If it hits harder, then this will buff any enemy that has Havoc. As I'm cleaving, a Havoc splits the damage off. It'll be a buff version of Havoc. Okay. Oh man, this takes a second for sure to really set up. Okay, we got this. We're gonna start incinerating. This does do more damage. That's a crit. It does do more damage. Okay, so in a sense, this can be used in order to buff the damage of the cleave that you do as a Warlock, so that your cleave is a lot more effective. Or, and that's a pretty big or, either buff the cleave so it's more effective, or you can use Havoc for single target. That's actually, I feel like, is the most diverse one and multiple uses for this Lego. I'm actually a fan, because this could synergize pretty well into your big Infernal Mass Chaos Ball dumps if you want to do that. It also could be pretty good for adding extra potentially if there is cleave in a fight. Overall, Havoc just does more damage, and Havoc can be a debuff for a single target as well. I don't know, I like this one a lot. And then we get Demonology, and oh man, does it feel good to be able to just Shadow Bolt without having to worry. Let's get ourselves a pet up and running and take a look at their legendaries with Shadow Bolt. Increasing damage of your next Demon Bolt by 25, stacking up to 4 times. So what we'll do is we'll get puppies out, just to make sure that we have ourselves the big go. We'll Shadow Bolt once, Shadow Bolt twice, Shadow Bolt 3 times, and Shadow Bolt 4 times, and hopefully when the doggies expire, oh Shivara, hello. When the doggies expire, then maybe, okay. There we go. Yeah. Oh, wait, okay, I was thinking maybe it stacks. Oh, no, so it'll just use it once. Okay, so on your next Demon Bolt, it will do 100% more damage. It does hit for, my Demon Bolt hits for 1,500. You know, with all this little hits between you and your pets, all that little bitty damage, this will actually, I think, kind of add into, it doesn't seem like a crazy legendary. You're not going to make like a build around, well, actually, could you? Maybe make a build around it? Maybe I'm too early on that idea. Maybe you can go with, not Dreadlash, from the shadows and amp a little bit extra of that damage. Imps, please, come on. Honestly, you should go for Soul Conduit and get rid of the imps because they're just gonna keep being too good. Yeah, let's go for Soul Conduit just so I can at least like get rid of my pets at some point or another. Please. Please, I beg you. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. But yeah, not a bad Lego. I think maybe it could have some capabilities. Not saying that it's going to be amazing or anything, but I think it's going to be decent. So we have a ring where Hand of Gul'dan has a 50% chance to cast a second time. on your target for free. So that could potentially be a lot of imps together with Soul Conduit. That could be a really good combo. So we're gonna put our pet on passive. We're just gonna kind of handle Gul'dan. We'll go for big puppies as well. Wait, was that a free handle Gul'dan? Wait, did I just do it? There's a lot of imps here once. Oh no. Okay, so that time I only saw 3 imps jump out. So 15% chance to cast a second handle Gul'dan. So handle Gul'dan. Bunch of imps. Handle Gul'dan. Only 3 imps. Handle Gul'dan. Only 3 imps. Wow, it's a pretty big imp army though. Look at this. Oh, wow. I like it. I like it. At least I had 9 imps there. And my Tyrant is slapping. He just doing 1,140 extra damage. Man, is that good. That's actually kind of cool. I like it. All right, let's see if we can do it again. We'll get Shadow Bolt into a Handle Gul'dan. We got 2 sets of imps. We have a bunch of imps. That's pretty cool. So, tested it earlier. Man, people are talkative on the alpha. I guess it's cool. Okay, we got a bunch of instas. Maybe we can get a bunch of imps. So that was only 3 set of imps. Only 3 set of imps, so not as many imps as I wanted. That was another 3 set of imps. Let's actually get rid of these imps. We'll try it again. 6 imps. Give me lots of imps. Only 3 set. Yeah, I'm not getting as many imps as I wanted to. Okay, I want to try to see how many imps I can get in like a real lucky proc. Give me the imps. Give me the imps. Give me the imps. One more, give me the imps. Give me the imps. I'm gonna summon the Tyrant. Oh, 15 imps. Oh, that's a lot. Ooh, 3,000 a punch, 3,000 a pop, and all these imps are firing off. Oh man, I like that. I actually like this a lot. Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome. Yeah, this is a cool legendary. I like the RNG behind it. I think this is gonna be really cool. Yeah, huge fan. This is like a trait. Isn't there a trait for handle? I know there's a trait for handle Gul'dan that has a chance to give you back souls or soul shards when used. But I don't think... Yeah, I don't think... Yeah. No, this is good. I like it. I like this legendary. A little bit RNG, but you can definitely get a big army. Then we got a necklace. Each soul shard spent in handle Gul'dan increases the damage of a next called Dreadstalkers. I wonder if Dreadlash could make the Dreadstalkers do more damage. When you have Dreadstalkers charged into the enemy, they're dread by attacks now. All targets and deals more damage. I think you have to play Dreadlash. I don't know if Call from the Shadows makes your pets do more damage, but I think Dreadlash definitely does. So Hand of Gul'dan's increases the damage of Dreadstalkers. There has to be a cap for this, right? What's the cap? Oh, what, does it not work? Your sword spend Hand of Gul'dan buffs the damage of your pets. So it doesn't seem to have any kind of buff, at least for the time being. But my next call Dreadstalker should do a lot of damage, hopefully. Maybe with that talent it doesn't work properly. We'll do another set of imps and then we'll summon Dreadstalkers. Make sure the imps spawn. Dreadstalkers. They did 1,200 damage, but do they normally do 1,200 damage? Each soul shard spent into Hand of Gul'dan increases the damage of a next called Dreadstalkers by 3%. Did those Dreadstalkers crit there when they bit into the train dummy? They did not, so if I do Dreadstalkers again... Yeah, so one of them crit, the other didn't. So I think it does actually buff him. It looked like this guy didn't crit, but he did do that as high of damage. So I think it does buff him, it just doesn't really show anywhere in the bars. But it doesn't seem to be nearly as big of a buff. I was thinking maybe it would like stack exponentially or forever. It doesn't seem to be the case. It's hard to tell how good this is going to be. And then we got the hoodie, which is going to have a Azerite trait returning back into the game. When implosion damages at least 3 targets, you gain 15% haste for 8 seconds for each imp exploded. So you can actually get yourself a pretty big implosion buff, can't you? We're going to go for double Hand of Gul'dan. Or as many Hand of Gul'dans as the game lets me. We have 7 imps. Yeah, so that doesn't work actually yet. When implosion damages at least... Oh, when implosion damages at least 3 targets. I thought if it at least sacrifices 3 imps, you gain haste for 8 seconds for each imp exploded. Oh, okay. I misread that one. Now that actually could be kind of cool in AoE. Getting extra haste and, you know, just sacrifice all those imps. That's all that haste that you can use to summon more pets really quickly and then sacrifice him again. Summon more pets, sacrifice him again. But I kind of like this, they're relegating this to more AoE, which I think fits into the playstyle without necessarily forcing you to use it for a single target. And who is this person running around? They're just sprinting everywhere. What is this buff? That looks awesome. Yeah, this is kind of cool. I actually don't mind this. I like this buff for AoE. Seems like a cool legendary. I actually like most of the Demonology Legos. I think I like the one with RNG Hand of Gul'dan's probably the most, but yeah, not bad legendaries whatsoever. And finally, we have the Affliction Warlock. Whoa, this man looks awesome. What is this gear? Whoa, he looks like Drust. Anyway, sorry, I had to really peep that gear. That looked amazing. All right, take a look at the Affliction Warlock. At this point, we have ourselves Agony has a 20% chance to generate a Soul Shard. So normally, I think Agony already has a chance to generate a Soul Shard. It says Agony sometimes generates a Soul Shard, so you're adding a 20% extra. So what is the chance normally for your Soul Shard to be generated with Agony? It doesn't seem that on 3 trained dummies, it's giving me that much more Soul Shards, but it's still a decent amount. Definitely can't complain. Yeah, I think this is going to be maybe one of the more simpler legendaries, but not a bad one. Then we have the Cloak. The Cloak is when targets die with the Agony applied. Oh no, we can't test this. But when targets die when Agony applied, grants you Wrath of Consumption, increasing all periodic damage dealt by 5% for 20 seconds, stacking up 5 times. This sounds awesome in Mythic Plus. I kind of like it. I wish I could test it, but trained dummies don't die. These ones in particular, like the ones in BFA, the Zara lore actually have their health reduced. They don't actually die. But these ones are very stalwart and their health ain't moving nowhere. So I like this one. I think it's kind of cool. I kind of like this one. Yeah, this could totally have potential in Mythic Plus. Then we have boots that read corruption damage is increased by 15%, and any target corrupted by a corruption also has the movement speed slowed by 15. This is the most popular Warlock legendary of Legion, the Corruption Slow Ring. This was nuts back in the day. This is almost necessary for certain fights in Argus. You had to go Corruption Slow. The legendary itself wasn't that good damage-wise, but the slow was amazing. And if you had nothing else, it was definitely one of the top tier ones. I think in Mythic Pluses, especially with a talent of the Infinite Corruption, yeah, Absolute Corruption, I mean, enemies are just constantly taking 50% more damage and are slowed. In combination with that legendary, it was the burstiest combo, or the best combo ever. So I'm glad that this legendary is coming back. The slow is not nearly as powerful to the point where you feel like every Warlock needs one. So other classes with better slows like mages will still be useful. However, a 15% slow is better than no slow. It's still going to be a strong legendary, and I think it's going to have uses, but it doesn't really feel like it's a must-have best in slot, at least yet. Maybe it might end up being actually that good. But yeah, I like it. Then we have the shoulders. Malefic Rapture increases the damage of the next Shadow Bolt by 25% for 8 seconds. This is actually kind of cool, because Malefic Rapture increasing Shadow Bolt damage will basically feed damage back into like a momentous Shadow Bolt with some momentum. Together with Nightfall, you probably could do quite a bit of damage too. So I kind of want to try seeing if I can do this on a trained dummy. I'm going to pop my haste buff here. Pop all the damage abilities. I kind of want to stack up Shadow Bolt. Here we go. We'll go for, yes, we got a proc. Nice. Yeah. How hard did that hit? Ooh, 2,000 crit too. Oh, that's pretty cool. So how much does a Shadow Bolt normally hit for without any kind of stacks? That's 300, but that was not buffed by Haunt. So with Haunt together, it will be about 400. Yeah, so that's a pretty nice buff for a Shadow Bolt. It definitely adds a little bit extra punch. Again, Warlocks are mostly going to be all about UA, Corruption, and Agony. I'll try to maintain Shadow Bolt for the debuff, for the extra damage increases that it offers. That's nice. I like kind of how it feeds back into itself for the playstyle. I'm glad that they're mostly focusing on Shadow Bolt just being like a filler when there's nothing else to do, and just to maintain a debuff, which I'm gonna like. But to buff it back and have like some kind of a bursty potential, I think in PvP could be actually quite useful. With all that sustained damage comes just slight bits of burst here and there, so I think it's gonna be kind of nice. And with that being said, we have ourselves the non-spec specific Legos to check out. We have ourselves the Shadow Gas Ring, And the legendary effect on this one is every soul shard you spend reduces the cooldown of your summon dark glare by a second. So this one is going to give back your cooldowns faster depending on your spec. If you are an Affliction Warlock, Destruction Warlock, or Demonology, your soul shards basically get your big demon back faster. With Vision of Perfection going away, and Affliction being the only spec that really gets any kind of value on being able to have a shorter cooldown for your pets, or to summon Dark Glare back up, the other specs are going to kind of, I think, fall back a little bit in that regard to some extent. I mean, Demonology I think is going to be fine. Destruction can summon more Infernals, but it's still going to be a 3-minute Infernal. So with this Legendary, you might be able to get your cooldowns back faster. I do wonder, though, how fast would you be able to do this? I want to do this as Demonology, because I feel like this spec generates soul shards the easiest way. But let's see if we can make a timer. We'll summon a Tyrant just for the sakes of it, and we'll just start slamming a bunch of Hand of Gul'dans and Dreadstalkers. Yeah, so it's about minute 17 or so, give or take. So it'll be very, very close to like the Vision of Perfection and how Vision of Perfection cuts the cooldown of your Tyrants. So yeah, actually kind of a solid Legendary. Non-spec specific, but seems really strong. I think Destro is going to love it. Affliction is going to love it. Even Demonology is going to love it. Yeah, I think it's definitely not a bad one. We have a Necklace. Demonic Gateway is now instant cast, and your first use of the Gateway does not trigger cooldown. Yo, that could be really good. As a Warlock with a ultimate ability for PvP, this could be so good. Getting a Gateway out and you're... Wait, still triggered a cooldown. Oh, so it triggers a cooldown, but you can still use it. Wait, can you... Okay, no. No, it's smarter. I thought it was broken maybe, but it isn't. I like that mobility. I think it's cool. I liked it a lot. That was great. Yeah. I like it. So this is going to be great for mobility, being able to escape from things. PvP, this could be quite useful too. We'll have some uses for PvE. Maybe there'll be some niche uses for if it's a highly mobility fight for you to go back and forth. But that's going to be kind of nice. Extra mobility. It does right now give you Demonic Gateway originally, but it won't incur a cooldown. So maybe they need to have a second debuff or some kind of a buff when this goes up. So like you can still Gateway a second time. So yeah, so we'll need to add some visual, but it does work properly. Then we got Boots, where Drain Life now deals damage and restores health 50% faster. This one seems really strong for Affliction, but technically works for all the specs because Affliction does have the playstyle with your Agony. So as you put up Agony on multiple enemies together with Inevitable Demise, you're able to make your Agony or make your Drain Life do 12% more damage, stacking up to 50 times. So this Legendary together with this, 50% faster, so you can just kind of drain the enemy super quickly. That means the damage should happen very fast. And I feel like for Affliction in PvP, this could be like a very bursty ability. Big drain starting now. Oh, healed for 3,000, 6,000. I guess it does heal for more damage than it does, but that's some burst right there. That was super quick. That was so cool. I think for Affliction, this is definitely going to be an interesting choice for the speed burst of it. But for the other specs, this is going to be just a nice Legendary for survivability. I think this is definitely going to be undervalued for Affliction, especially if you can use this in PvP as a mass burst ability. This could be really, really, really good. And finally, we have a helmet that is going to be different based on your spec. So for Affliction, Malefic Rapture has 10% chance to refund soul shard spent. For your Chaos Destro Warlock, it's going to be Chaos Bolts have a chance to refund 5% soul shard, 5% chance to refund all soul shard spend. And for the other spec of Warlock, I think it is called Dreadstalkers that can refund soul shard spend. Let me just take a look. So it has a chance to make one of your, I guess, bigger abilities that'll be regularly used a chance to refund soul shards. I think for Demonology, is it called Dreadstalkers? Yeah, so called Dreadstalkers is a 25% chance because you don't get to use them nearly as often. But 1 in 4 chance to gain back soul shards like I did just now, that could be quite cool. I still think for Demonology, maybe the playstyle with your random imps that you summon. Where are they? Where are my imps? Random imps that you summon with Hand of Gul'dan. It's probably going to be better if you want really a lot of value on soul shards with a decent chance. Not a bad one though for Destro Warlock with Chaos Bolts. And not a bad one for Affliction Warlocks with Malefics. Yeah, overall not a bad Legendary. I think it's going to be a little bit better for the other two specs, but that's just my personal opinion. Not a bad one whatsoever at all. So thank you guys so much for checking out this video. This was actually a lot of fun. I am very, very impressed with what Warlocks have gotten. It seems like with this one, the spec-specific ones are looking quite good. I like the Affliction changes. I think Affliction is looking really, really nutty as a spec that's making a comeback in this expansion. I'd say I guess it's been okay in BFA, but I think it's looking a lot more fun in Shadowlands, and it's looking much better with the Legos. Of course, Demonology already have gotten the changes that I'm super happy for, but the Legendaries only seem to amp up the experience that I'm looking for in the next expansion. Overall, I have to say, very excited to see what more stuff that Warlocks will be able to play with in the future, in case they add more Legendaries, but the ones that we saw today were actually quite solid. I won't say these were anything amazing or insane compared to some of the other ones we've seen today, but these do look good, and they are strong, and they fit a playstyle of Warlock that already is, I'd say, in a decent spot. Not quite good. For me, certain specs really do feel good, but I think still, beta and alpha, there's still things to be improved if I were to really think about it. But anyway, thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see all of you in another one.